Here they come. That's right in the center. Another one. And another one. Look at that. The whole wave of them. The whole skyline's lit up.
Gas is already expensive. Groceries cost more than ever. And now, America is at war with Iran. So I have one simple question for you today. How much is this war going to cost you? Not the Pentagon, not Wall Street. You, the everyday American. Because nobody on TV is connecting those dots. But that's exactly what we're doing today. Stay until the end, because the last number I give you is going to shock you. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Today we're talking about the Iran war, but not the missiles. Not the politics. We're talking about your wallet. Because wars don't just happen overseas. Their costs travel straight to your kitchen table. Let's start with a quick recap of where we are. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched a massive military campaign against Iran, striking over 2,000 military targets. Iran fired back ballistic missiles, drone swarms attacks across the Gulf region. The Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway through which 20% of the world's oil flows, is now partially closed and under threat. And here's the thing. Every single one of those facts has a direct price tag attached to your life. Let's break it down $1 at a time. Let's talk gas first, because this one hits fastest and hardest. Right now, gold has already surged past $5.400 per ounce since the war began. Oil markets are panicking, and when oil panics, you pay at the pump. Here's the math. The Strait of Hormuz handles roughly 17 to 21 million barrels of oil per day. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, UAE, Kuwait, all their oil exports pass through that strait. If Iran shuts it down even partially, oil prices could spike from the current $80 range to $120, $140 or higher. Every $10 increase in oil per barrel translates to about 25 cents more per gallon at your local gas station. So, if oil jumps $60 per barrel, which analysts say is realistic, you're looking at gas prices jumping $1.50 per gallon overnight. The average American drives about 15,000 miles per year, using roughly 600 gallons of gas. That's $900 more per year per car. Got 2 cars in your household? That's $1,800 gone. Just like that. And we're not even talking about the knock-on effects yet. Here's what most people don't realize. Almost everything you buy at the grocery store was put on a truck, a ship, or a plane that runs on oil. When fuel costs go up, shipping costs go up. When shipping costs go up, food prices go up. It's a chain reaction, and it starts the moment oil markets spike. Let me give you some real numbers. During the 2022 oil price spike, before any Middle East war, the average American family spent $1,000 more on groceries in a single year compared to the year before. That was from oil going from $70 to $100. Now imagine oil at $140. Economists estimate grocery bills could jump another $1.500 to $2,000 per household per year in a prolonged conflict scenario. Chicken, beef, bread, cereal. Everything gets more expensive. Not because of anything you did, not because of any choice you made, but because of a war 8,000 miles away. America just started to breathe again after the inflation crisis of 2022 and 2023. Interest rates came down, prices stabilized, people started feeling okay again. The Iran war could erase all of that progress in a matter of weeks. Here's how it works. When energy prices go up across the board, gas, natural gas, electricity, it costs more to make everything. Factories pay more to run, restaurants pay more to cook, stores pay more to keep the lights on, and all of that gets passed to you. The Federal Reserve, America's central bank, would face an impossible choice: raise interest rates to fight inflation and risk crashing the economy, or hold rates low and let inflation run wild like it did in 2022. Either way, you lose. Higher mortgage rates, higher credit card rates. Your monthly payments go up, your purchasing power goes down. One Goldman Sachs model estimates that a major Middle East oil disruption could push U.S. inflation back above 5%, wiping out 2 years of progress overnight. Okay, let's talk about something that might be even closer to home. Your 401k, your IRA, your retirement savings, the money you've been putting away for years. Since the Iran conflict began on February 28th, the Dow Jones futures dropped sharply. The S&P 500 fell. Tech stocks took a hit. Investors panicked and fled to gold and cash. This is what war does to markets. Uncertainty is the enemy of investment. And here's the scary part. If this war drags on for 6 months or more, historical data shows that prolonged Middle East conflicts can wipe out 10 to 20% of portfolio value for the average American investor. If you have $200, 000 saved for retirement, that's $20, 000 to $40, 000 gone. Not because of anything on Wall Street, because of what's happening in Tehran. Let's talk about the actual cost of the military campaign itself. The U.S. has already struck over 2,000 targets in just the first week of the conflict. Each Tomahawk cruise missile costs approximately $2 million per shot. Each B-2 bomber sortie costs over $130, 000 per flight hour. A single carrier strike group operating in the Persian Gulf costs roughly $6.5 million per day just to keep running. Analysts estimate the first month alone could cost American taxpayers between $8 billion and $15 billion, and that's just getting started. For context, the Iraq War cost over $2 trillion across 20 years. That's roughly $8,000 for every single American man, woman, and child. Are we headed down that road again? That is the question Congress is fighting about right now, and they haven't answered it yet. Okay. Let's put the full picture together. Here's what a prolonged Iran conflict could cost the average American household in a single year. Gas prices up $900 to $1, $800 per household. Groceries up $1, $500 to $2, 000 per household. Higher inflation pushing up costs on everything else, estimated $1, 000 to $1, $500. Investment losses. If markets drop 15%, $15, 000 to $30, 000 for median retirement savers. And your share of the war, spending as a taxpayer, roughly $2,500 per household per year. Total out-of-pocket and wealth impact for the average American family. In a one-year prolonged conflict, potentially $20, 000 to $35, 000. Let that number sink in. That's a car. That's a year of college. That's a down payment on a house. Gone because of a war most Americans didn't vote for and didn't start. Look, I'm not here to make you feel helpless. Knowledge is power. So here's what you can do. Number 1, fill your tank now. If oil prices spike further, even a full tank today saves you money tomorrow. Number 2, review your investments. If you're heavily in oil-dependent industries or emerging markets, talk to an advisor about how your portfolio is exposed. Number 3, build a small buffer. Financial advisors recommend 3 months of expenses in liquid savings. In times of geopolitical instability, that buffer is more important than ever. Number 4, make your voice heard. Call your senator, write your representative. The Senate already tried and failed to pass a war powers resolution, but 53 senators voted to end this war. Your voice adds up. Here's the truth nobody in Washington wants to say out loud. Wars are not free. Somebody always pays. And in America, that somebody is you, the taxpayer, the driver, the grocery shopper, the retirement saver, the person just trying to live their life. The Iran war is not just a foreign policy story. It is a personal finance story. And you deserve to know exactly what it's going to cost you. If this video opened your eyes, please hit that like button right now. It helps more Americans find this content and understand what's really happening. Subscribe because we're tracking this war and its impact on your wallet every day. And drop a comment below what concerns you most about this war. Gas prices, groceries, your retirement, or the national debt. I read every single one. See you in the next video.